thank you. As Sarah mentioned, I'm Emma Redding and I'm the curriculum manager for early years apprenticeships at Best Practice Network. So I'm going to start off by just giving you an overview of what an apprenticeship looks like, our level 5 curriculum, and what the programme will look like and the benefits. And then I'll hand over to Tasha, who's going to deliver part of one of our virtual classroom sessions to show you a little taster of what our sessions are like. First of all, just a bit about apprenticeships. So, an apprenticeship is a great way of learning and earning a wage while you learn, basically. So, it's a work-based learning program, and it's made up of these different elements that you can see on the screen. For your early years level 5 apprenticeship, if you were to enrol, there is a standard which is basically made up of knowledge, skills, and behaviours. So throughout the apprenticeship, apprentices need to demonstrate knowledge, skills, and behaviours for the level 5 standard. There's also functional skills, maths, and English requirements. This is dependent on age and previous qualifications. So those who are 16 to 18 and haven't achieved equivalent qualifications in maths and English will need to complete maths and English while on programme. For those that are 19 or above and haven't got the equivalent qualifications, it's an optional element of the programme. We do encourage it particularly for level 5 early years because if you do want to be a manager, then you will need the maths at the equivalent level, functional skills level 2 or equivalent. And obviously for early years ratios, you do need English at level 2 as well. So we do encourage you to take the opportunity to complete your maths and English if you haven't already. There's also something called off-the-job training, which is dedicated time towards developing new knowledge, skills, and behaviours in your role. So you are entitled to, at the moment, 6 hours per week of off-the-job training. So that could be any learning which is directly developing new relevant knowledge, skills, and behaviours that are relevant to the apprenticeship. So it could be things like time out of the room studying or time away from your usual role studying. It could be attending training, staff meetings, shadowing, working with a mentor. So there's various different bits and pieces that we'll advise you to do for your off-the-job training. When you get to the end of all of that, so you've completed all elements, your apprenticeship standard, maths and English functional skills, and your off-the-job training hours have been completed, apprentices will have a gateway meeting, which is a meeting with the employer, the apprentice, and the training provider, so your tutor, to confirm you are ready for your endpoint assessment. And all the apprenticeship assessment happens at the end of the programme. I will talk you through in a second on the next slide what that assessment looks like. So what does our early years level 5 apprenticeship look like? So it's a 18-month programme with then a 5-month endpoint assessment at the end of the programme. So you would spend 18 months on programme with us and then you have that 5-month window where you will be completing your endpoint assessment. There is a minimum duration for every apprenticeship of 12 months. We would expect that typically people will be on programme for 18 months just due to the amount of learning that is needed. So it's designed at an 18-month programme. It's designed for those that are in a leadership role in an earlier setting because you need to be able to demonstrate your leadership. So in the endpoint assessment, you will need to be observed, for example, in the observation, showing your leadership skills. So it's designed for those either in a leadership role or in a supportive setting that can really support somebody to develop into a leadership role and give somebody that's not yet in a leader role leadership opportunities. So as I mentioned, there's the maths and English requirements, depending on your previous qualifications that you've achieved and your age, on whether those are mandatory or not. And we deliver it in cohorts. So the benefit of that is that you will be in the same group for your online sessions throughout the programme. You'll be given all of your online session dates at the beginning of your programme, and you will get to know learners that are in your cohort, which is a real benefit. There's 19 online sessions in addition to the work that you will do with your apprenticeship tutor. So I'll talk you through a bit more about these sessions later on, but there's 19 group sessions and it's a fully recognised qualification in line with the EYFS. So it is fully relevant for those that need it for ratio requirements. When you get to the end of the apprenticeship, the endpoint assessment consists of a professional discussion with a portfolio of evidence. observation in the workplace with a questioning session afterwards. And there's also a written case study, which is based on the learning needs of a child or group of children. So a written case study to complete and a presentation at the end of the apprenticeship. But you are given lots of support throughout the program. So by the time you get to that point, 18 months down the line, then hopefully you'll be very confident with how to meet all of the requirements for the endpoint assessment. So what are the benefits of completing this apprenticeship? First of all, it supports development of lead practitioners through specific early years focused leadership training. So having the benefit of not just the management and leadership training, but having that early years focused leadership training is a real benefit. It supports development of knowledge, skills, and behaviours to be able to really excel in your role. So, for example, if you're a room leader or looking to become a room leader, or if you're a deputy manager or a manager but haven't had any management training, then it helps to take you to that next level with supporting development of knowledge, skills, and behaviours to really excel in the role. It offers a route into higher education whilst working and gaining practical experience. So I'll talk to you a bit more in a second about the different progression options. So you've got that route into higher education if you do want further study. Our programs are designed to develop your confidence, communication skills, and support your wider learning alongside just teaching you around the basic program. So we do a lot more extra things to develop your confidence and communication skills and support you as an individual. And it's an opportunity to gain a fully funded qualification. So for an apprentice, you'll never have to pay anything. It's 95% government funded. The remaining 5% is funded by the employer. This depends on the type of setting and the size of setting you're in. So in some cases, it'll be fully funded by the apprenticeship levy, which your setting pays into. But the most that a setting will pay will be 5% contribution. And nothing ever to pay for an apprentice. So it is a fully funded qualification for whoever is completing the level 5 apprenticeship. So how can this apprenticeship support career progression? This is just one of our possible routes for further study. So completing the early years lead practitioner level 5 apprenticeship can lead to then going on to completing a top-up degree in early years. We are partnered with a university, Nottingham Trent University in particular, who offer an online top-up degree, which they will accept apprentices onto, having completed an early years lead practitioner apprenticeship. It is a direct application to the university, so for those that are interested in that next step, we can give you advice and support in how you might apply, and you can then apply to do a top-up degree. If you then did want to do initial early as initial teacher training, then that is an option and something that Best Practice Network do offer. So you could come back to us after doing your degree and then complete your early as initial teacher training. So that is just one of the different routes that you could take if you wanted further study to get that full degree and the early as initial teacher training qualification as well. So just now going to talk you through our delivery plan. So we have a blended program of face-to-face and online study. So there's a mix of face-to-face and online visits with your apprenticeship tutor. You would have an apprenticeship tutor that's allocated to you for the duration of your program who will support you all the way through. In addition to that, you will have independent online learning to do, and there's also virtual classrooms, which is what we're focusing on within our taster session today. We have a team of really motivated and experienced virtual classroom tutors with all with a background in early years and early years management. And they will deliver virtual classroom sessions to you around each module to support you to fully understand and engage in the topic. And they're designed to be really interactive, so to allow you to really engage in the session. There's then progress reviews every 6 weeks. So these are completed through the apprenticeship tutor. All of the tutors have a lot of expert knowledge and have all worked in earlier settings and have the knowledge and expertise themselves, so they can give you that specialised one-to-one tutor support. We have our BPM Boost program in addition to your main program. So we have our personal development, career information, advice and guidance and welfare program, which you'll have access to as an apprentice with us. And that includes things like online classes. So we have different classes running. Today, I believe we've got one running on time management. So we've got a 1 hour class on that. We have healthy relationships coming up next week. We've got a range of different classes on different topics to support individuals around a range of different topics. We also have a podcast which runs with recorded episodes around some of the similar topics. So we've had podcasts on mental health and well-being, career development, and so on. We encourage that regular reflection on learning and practice throughout the programme. And finally, with it being a work-based programme, there's that real partnership between us as the training provider, the apprentice, and your employer. So that is a big part of the apprenticeship. And your employer will need to attend, for example, your progress reviews to make sure that that's a three-way review. So that's a bit about what our delivery looks like. I will answer any questions at the end on the programme. So if you've got any specific questions on the apprenticeship programme, please do ask them at the end. But we've got Tasha now who's going to demonstrate just what one of our virtual classroom sessions is like. I'm going to stop the recording at this point just so that you can really get engaged in the session and can really get involved and interact with the session. So please feel free to pop your cameras on to